Shaina NC, but it's not a one-off. If it's a one-off, you say it's Sameer Wankhede. It seems to be a deeper systematic problem. So, it happened just very
Rahul,
recently in the Riya Chakravarti case as well.
Yeah. So Rahul, are there lacunas in the system? Obviously there are, because as your two previous panelists say, and I agree with them, so I'm not going to disagree with them. The unfortunate part is that it became a media trial where everyone was being judgmental, and yes, it has dented Aryan Khan for 26 days to be in jail. Is a very unfortunate situation where you want truth to prevail and justice to be given on the premise of what are the outlines for the NCB. Has the NCB in the past done a good job in getting rid of drugs and the supply chain? Yes, they have. Have there been cases where they have botched up? One has seen this particular one. Is anyone insulating wrong officers? Absolutely not. You know that there has been no political interference. If at all, the separate committee which came into being is the one which actually investigated and has given this clean chit, not just to Aryan but to 5 others too. So the point is, the endeavor of the Narcotics Bureau has only to be to get rid of the supply chain. We as citizens need to realize two takeaways from this case. One, whenever there's a high profile case, we are jeopardizing also the lives of the people concerned, which it has been a media trial, has been a political slugfest too on certain occasions.
No, one second, you keep calling this a media trial, madam.
As if,
Shaina NC, you're calling this a media trial.
No,
how does that happen?
There
are leaks, madam, one second. There are leaks coming from NCB officers to beat correspondents. A journalist gets a good story, he gets masala, he will obviously put it out. Yeah, Clyde Castro wants to come in and counter what Shaina is saying. Clyde, go for it.
Yeah. No, Rahul, now please give me some time. I'm patiently listening to everybody. Just a request you give me time. See, the point here is very clear. If you go back and you recall the visuals shown on your channel and many other channels, the night when Aryan Khan was actually dragged and some other kids were dragged by 2 people who had nothing to do with the NCB.
Correct.
There was a selfie of Gosavi that came out, then Manish Bhanushali, and that's when the wheels started rolling and people started realizing that these 2 people don't fit in this whole puzzle here. And when doing background search, not just political parties but even the media personnel, they did a background search and Bhanushali turned out to be a BJP functionary, okay, and Gosavi had some criminal antecedents. So this whole thing then began to play out, saying that what is going on here. See, you have one officer. See, Shaina, when you were talking, I did not interject. So please have decency. It's not about you and me. Please, it's not about you and me. Okay. Now let me finish. The point here is very simple. One officer comes into the NCB. See, NCB since its inception has done a fantastic job. Their job, like you said, is to take care of international drug racket. The Narcotics Control Bureau, okay, has to do that. The small things have to be done by the government here in Maharashtra. Now the BJP was supporting Wankhede, all his spokesperson except for Shaina. I'm happy that Shaina was saying that this is wrong what was happening. But the other BJP spokesperson was supporting Sameer Wankhede all the time. And that's what was happening. So now
it almost seemed as if at that time, Shaina, that the system was egging Wankhede on, response to the direct charge made by Clyde Castro.
Let me finish, please.
Yes. Go on, Clyde.
No, can you give me 30 seconds, please? I want to just finish.
Go on.
Yeah, I want to finish. What I'm trying to tell you here is that one officer came in, okay, started parading all film stars, okay, and there was accusation that it's a media trial. Let me tell you why this media thing happened. NCB officers were sending feelers to the media, and people, friends of ours in the media were telling us, kuch bada hone wala hai Shah Rukh Khan ke saath mein. So they were sending these feelers out, parading big film stars like Deepika Padukone. What is the outcome of all that till today? There's no end result to all these film stars who were paraded inside and outside the NCB office. So there was one officer who was believing in sensationalism. BJP was backing it. Now they cannot absolve themselves. They cannot say we had nothing to do with it. Now after it became such a huge thing, the investigation committee has kind of cleared Aryan Khan, but it cannot be absolved. They need to.
Okay, so you've spoken for 30 seconds. Let Shaina NC respond to the charge that BJP supporters and leaders were egging on the likes of Sameer Wankhede. It almost seemed as if it was orchestrated, all these Bollywood stars being paraded with very flimsy evidence and being put through this public tamasha. Shaina.
Nobody absolved or was on a witch hunt. If at all, this case was an independent probe of the Narcotics Bureau. That they got it wrong, you have to also acknowledge that the government of the day set up this independent panel and has had the courage of conviction to not interfere with it, and the clean chit has come to Aryan and 5 others, which we applaud. What did I say at the beginning of the show? We must not be on a judgment trial. We must not be targeting people just because we believe that this is Shah Rukh Khan's son or somebody else. Tomorrow it could be any of our children that are caught in this web. We need to get to the big fish, which is the supply chain, as has been highlighted by Rajji, and obviously there need to be changes. There need to be changes in the law, but there need to also be acknowledged that independent agencies have to work devoid of any political interference, and the Narcotics Bureau has also done some phenomenal work in the past. They may have got this case wrong, for which the officer concerned is also being pulled up, and that too, there is no political interference in that. That is going as per an independent agency which has investigated this case. My limited point being that today we need to understand that we cannot jeopardize the life of an Aryan Khan or even an ABC, whoever the child be, or we have to have a more compassionate approach.
Okay.